Hello everyone. Global dairy industry is one of the important component of global food supply chain. The estimated worth of global dairy industry is expected to reach around $1,243 billion by the end of year 2028, according to Statistica. Whereby, when we look at the export of dairy products, they have exceeded around $66 billion by the end of year 2023. So this gives us the idea that how significant this industry is for a common person to big corporation. There are some major players such as Germany, India, USA, New Zealand. They are some of the major importer, exporter of milk products. So in this session, we try to look at who are the major players of global milk and dairy supply chain, who are the leading companies, right? And what are some important considerations you as a senior supply chain professional need to keep in consideration when operating dairy supply chain. So let's look at this first figure to understand who are some of the major players, right? So when you look at this figure, European Union is one of the biggest producer of cow milk. Within European Union, Germany, France, Belgium, Holland, they are some of the major producer of the cow milk, right? So according to this statistics, European Union produced around 144.6 million metric tons of milk in year 2024, followed by United States, which produced around 103.87 million metric tons of milk in year 2024, followed by India, which produced close to 100 million metric tons of milk in year 2024. Whereby, when we look at the milk export, New Zealand is one of the biggest player, right? So it exported around $6.8 billion worth of milk in year 2023, followed by Germany, right? United States, right? When you look at Germany, Germany is very significant in global dairy supply chain. So when you look at the statistics, Germany imported around more than $10 billion worth of dairy items in year 2023, whereby China again is one of the significant importer of the dairy products as well as milk. So it imported around more than $9 billion worth of dairy items in year 2023. Now, when you look at who are some leading players of dairy industry, there are certain prominent companies there, such as Lactalis. This is a French company. So according to the statistics, they sold out around more than $28 billion worth of dairy products in year 2022. Another French company by the name of Danone is very famous, right? Dairy Farmers of America. It sold out around $25 billion worth of dairy products in year 2022. Nestle again is one of the important player of dairy industry, which sold out around $23.5 billion worth of dairy products in year 2022. Besides this, Yili, Chinese company, right, is very popular dairy product company around the world. Saputo is another important Canadian company. Besides Saputo, AgriPure is another prominent company in Canada in the business of dairy industry. We also have got this Amul, very popular company in India and around the world. We also have got this Unilever, an Anglo-Dutch company, is also a prominent player in global dairy industry. Then we have got Meiji, a very popular Japanese company, and Fonterra is a significant New Zealand-based company, right? So these are some of the major players in dairy supply chain, right? Now try to look at what are some major dairy operations. So I have divided them into 4 different stages, right? From milk production, collection, dairy and milk processing, and dairy distribution, dairy items distribution. So although when you're going to look at this model, this is a very simplified version of dairy supply chain. This could be quite complex. So let's begin with understanding this first stage. The first stage begins with milk production. So when we look at the milk production, milk is produced in different farms, right? So there could be a number of farms in a specific geographical location, right? So these farms could be in variety of sizes, small to medium or large size farms. they send their milk to these collection centers. All right. So these collection centers, I have simplified this. They could have further tiers. These collection centers could be connected with regional collection centers, and then they send their milk to the processing centers, right? So I've simplified this for understanding the dairy supply chain. Anyhow, so this milk is produced, right, in these farms where these herds of cows are kept. So this is the initial point in our supply chain, right? So cows are milked using robotic milking machines or using traditional methods. Generally depends upon the geographical location or the size of the farms. Milk is stored at around 40 degrees Fahrenheit, which is close to 4.4 degrees Celsius, to maintain the quality of the milk. These farms also provide the veterinary services for the well-being of the cattle, right? A lot of developed farmhouse, they put RFID tags on each cattle for traceability purpose. This could be the requirement of the clients, other members of the supply chain. One thing we need to bear in mind that over the years, the herd sizes have increased. For instance, in USA, now a cow produce almost double the amount of milk it used to produce around 40 years back. So I was also looking at the statistics available at the Canadian government website, Ministry of Agriculture website. The milk production has increased 400% since 1921. So that data was from 1921 to 2011, right? So productivity has increased, and one of the important reason behind this is the advancement in the technologies such as biotechnology or robotics. Besides this, when you look at the productivity of cattle, it depends upon the different breeds you are keeping in your farmhouse. I mean, there are some popular breeds here: Holstein, Ayrshire, Jersey, Brown Swiss, Guernsey, Milking Shorthorn. So one of the most popular cow in USA and Canada is Holstein, right? So around more than 90% cows which are kept in the farms in US and Canada is Holstein, right? The choice of these cows also affects whether you are producing merely milk or you're sending milk for other dairy products. Some milk has got less fat content, whereby other milk has got more fat content. It depends on the different breed types, right? So besides this, another important point you need to keep in mind that these farms may invest in producing organic milk or non-organic milk, sometimes known as traditional milk. So organic milk is produced using cows which are fed grass-rich diet, whereby non-organic milk is produced when the cows are fed genetically modified animal feed. So after this stage, milk is transferred to the milk collection center. Milk collection centers are also known as dairy cooperatives. So let's look at these dairy cooperatives and try to understand what they generally do. So one thing we need to understand that milk collection can be done through these milk collection centers by themselves, or milk can be dispatched by the farmers. Again, depends upon the geographical location and technological advancement in that area. So sometimes in small villages of India, Pakistan, or other developing nations, the milk can be sent to the milk collection center, or in economically advanced countries, this could be collected through the tanker trucks. So these milk collection centers or dairy cooperatives, they are organizations owned by the dairy farmers that collect, process, or market milk, right? So they also take care of these farmers. They help in breeding or veterinary services, right? They also process the milk products further into making other value-added items such as butter or cheese. They also collectively purchase fertilizer or feeds for the farmers, so they could be very instrumental for the well-being of these small farmers, right? So these are some of the important players. So if the farm side, this milk collection center is advanced in nature, so they can send tanker trucks which pick up the milk from these farms within 48 hours. Some large farms, they pump milk directly into their trailer tanks, right? So each farm milk is considered a separate lot for traceability. That's very important. Now you can look at here that it's very important to maintain the proper transportation throughout the whole supply chain, right? So the milk is transported throughout the supply chain in reefers, refrigerated trucks, right, to or from the processing plants. Sometimes, these big organizations, firms, or the processing plants, they use the softwares, which is very important for, optimizing transportation route or determining the timely delivery, right? These transporters or, these milk haulers, they record load details for traceability. So there's their job from logistics perspective. Then comes the milk dairy processing. So these dairy processing plants, they turn raw milk into a variety of other value-added items or dairy products. They also maintain the temperature below 40 degree Fahrenheit, right? So besides this, several operations take place at this stage, right? So some of these operations include pasteurization, which involves heating milk to kill harmful bacteria, or homogenization, which helps in breaking down fat molecules for consistency in milk. Besides this, cream separation operations take place, right? Other dairy items are produced, such as butter, cream, or cheese. Different, dairy processing plants have got different sizes of laboratories within them, which conduct the quality checks on the products before packaging. So then milk goes for packaging and lot numbers are issued. Then the next stage comes, which is called dairy items distribution, right? So finished products are stored in temperature controlled warehouses. Early morning deliveries are sent to the wholesalers or grocery stores or retailers, right? So products are shelf distributed to consumers or restaurants directly sometimes, right? Or they can be picked up by individual consumers or restaurants. Packaging material, right, in generally developed countries goes into recycling and disposal. One thing I would like to draw your attention towards over the years, the fluid milk or liquid milk sales in comparison to other dairy products has gone down in comparison to other value-added items, such as when you look at the cheese, its sales has gone significantly up, or the consumption of cheese has gone high in comparison to liquid milk. Now, look at dairy supply chain key considerations. I mean, if you'd like to run your supply chain successfully, there are some key considerations which you need to keep in mind as a supply chain professional. So first one, I would say, looking at the supply chain stages, we would say temperature controlling is very important part of dairy supply chain, right? Besides temperature controlling, another aspect is very important, which is known as traceability, right? Then we have got packaging, right? The scheduling. I would say, the advancement in technology is also important. Besides this, you also need to keep an eye on some macroeconomic factors from a strategic perspective, right? So for instance, when we look at the temperature controlling, it's very important throughout the cold chain for freshness and safety perspective, right? Whereby when we look at the traceability, right, so tracking the source and quality of milk is very critical for quality control and meeting regulatory requirements. Besides this, packaging, it extends the shelf life of dairy products, and also it eases our transportation operations and warehousing. Besides this, scheduling is important. Scheduling at all the stages. I mean, scheduling at this stage of milk production, collection, processing, and dispatching items is very important. Coordination is very critical for maintaining quality and ensuring timely delivery. Besides this, investing in technology such as robotics milking machine, right, or investing in biotechnology is also very important for increasing the yield of each cattle, right? Besides this, there are some other factors which I would say are macroeconomic in nature. which could have some serious impact on the profitability of these supply chain members. So, for instance, the increasing prices of the fertilizer, right, or utility prices, or geopolitical, tension between different countries, wage rates, construction material, right? They all play a very significant role and impact the profitability of these supply chain partners. All right, guys. I hope you have you have understood the fundamentals of this dairy supply chain, and it would help you out when you join the dairy industry in future. Thank you very much.